we're doing a garden tour. Hello friends and family, welcome back to Prickly Pear Acres, where I do my best to spread love, light, and joy. Today, we're doing a garden tour. I've been wanting to do a little garden tour and show you around the property a little bit for a couple weeks now. But one, I've been very, very busy, and two, I got sick a few days ago and it's taken me half the day to get the dishes done. So, we'll see if I make it through the day. I think what we'll do is start in the garden area. I'll show you all of that first, and then we'll do a little walkthrough of the property, and I'll show you all the sunflowers. We have a couple that just opened up and they're starting to bloom, but we have sunflowers that volunteered absolutely everywhere, and I am so excited for it. I'm going to start by showing you all of my seedlings that I have going. Down here we have amaranth that I started a while ago, and they really need to be put somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where I want to put them, so they're going to live in that bucket for now. Here we have 35 beans that have just popped up. These are all dragon tongue bush beans. I'll show you some of those in the containers. My husband asked if there were whole bean dragon tongue beans, and dragon tongue beans, as far as I can tell, the only place you can find them are on Baker Creek's website, and I looked for pole beans. I didn't see them. Now, there is a rattlesnake pole bean that looks just like the dragon tongue bean, so we don't have time to order them and do pole beans for the rest of this year. Actually, I could probably figure that out, but I don't have anywhere to put them. So I'm going to plan on doing those next year, and we will do a comparison to see if they are just as good as our favorite dragon tongue bean. Here I have cucumber starts for a succession sowing, and I have to figure out where I'm putting those guys. I go a little seed crazy, and I don't always know where I'm going to put something. I just start seeds. This is kind of like a random bin. This is lemon balm. This is all supposed to be parsley. This is chamomile. This might be parsley. We're not sure. This is a couple rosemaries. I planted out most of the rosemaries. I didn't get any sage that came up. Those were pretty old seeds. Here we have oregano, doing great. And this is, I think, Heal All. I had feverfew. Where did I put my feverfew? I'm not sure. Down here we have some thyme and our chamomile. I have to put the chamomile out. I just haven't had the energy, because like I said, not feeling the best. All right, so this bin is turmeric. These are all turmeric tubers. I'll put a picture up on the screen from last year. So I got all my turmeric from Territorial Seed Company, and they're doing great. I originally put all my tubers back in that yellow bin right there, and they didn't do anything. And then we checked on them. I kind of dug them up because I'm like, they should have been up by now. And they were all pretty rotten. So I had one that was good. So I put it in this bin, and then all of a sudden it started coming up in there. And so I transplanted it all over here, and it kept sending off new shoots, and then like they all came up. So I actually have 12 turmeric plants that are all separate. So they're scattered about in the garden. I'll show them all to you. This is my bench. I have a video about that, of making the bench, and it is just exploding. It is the coolest thing in my whole garden, in my opinion. Our dwarf white cosmos are about to bloom. We've got some buds on them. This is my favorite flower of all time. But I think the celosia is a close second. These guys, the Dr. Seuss guys, they're so soft. And they're just so magical. I also have the Great Piggy Adventure video. Elena, my friend, put those here. We've got lemon balm scattered throughout, and it is bushing out and spreading very nicely. Our lavender, my all-time favorite herb. It's the best smell in the whole world. We have a Tabasco plant here and over here. They're doing really good. They have gotten some bug damage, but everything in my garden has. These guys next to all the cosmos are bachelor buttons. They're placed in between each one. We'll see how they do. I've never actually successfully done bachelor buttons by seed. All our flowers that we found on the property and transplanted totally died, which I knew they would, but I think they're really pretty, and I'm just going to leave them because their seeds can spread wherever they want. Moving here, we've got 2 more turmeric babies. All right, we're getting into the tomato forest now. So this tomato is a Brandywine, which is a indeterminate. And look at these leaves. I have never in my life seen a tomato plant with leaves like this. And there's another Brandywine. Its leaves look different. So I'm not sure. This is the other Brandywine. Look at the leaf difference. This compared to this, I think somewhere, somehow, some seeds got a little mixed up or something. I have no idea. This one is a Floridade, which is an indeterminate. We have a marigold in the middle. These are both Floridades. These guys, what are you? Ace 55. These are determinants. Most of these, all the ones I just mentioned, I've never done before. These are large red cherry tomatoes. I need to come in and prune, and I wanted to last night, but I didn't have the energy. All I had the energy was to water the garden, and then guess what? It rained this morning, but you can see it's got a lot of bushiness down here, and I want to trim pretty much everything from below here so it has good airflow. But large red cherries are indeterminants, and this is the winner for the first one to go to flower. We're gonna have our first tomatoes. We got some more that are starting up here. This is our favorite cherry tomato. These guys are Brandywines. See, like this leaf, I want to get him off because he's touching the soil, and they're more susceptible to disease, and you can already see he's getting a little diseased, but all I do is I'll chop that guy off, give him some bone meal, and help him along the way. All right, scooting over here, these are large red cherry tomatoes. This guy also has some disease, but he's very, very, very bushy. So I'm thinking that's the culprit because this guy looks great. We've got some peppers. This is a California Wonder Pepper. This is a Yolo Wonder Bell Pepper. And that is a King of the North pepper. In this pepper bed, we've got a Serrano, Giant Okakongwa, Giant Okakongwa. That's how I say it. This is how it's spelled. But I don't know how to say that. Another turmeric. This is a tree that is trying to ruin my life. We have a red cayenne, and a purple cayenne. This guy had flowers, and I came out and checked on him. The day after, they were beautiful and white and full, and they were all dried up and dead. So something's been munching on him. Not sure what. Could be several things. All right, this bed is King of the North Bell Pepper, King of the North Bell Pepper, and the California Wonder Bell Pepper. You'll notice in a lot of my beds, actually probably almost all my beds, have these teeny little mushrooms, different size mushrooms, but mostly these tiny ones. And that just means that you have really healthy soil. It's nothing to worry about. And here, this is our other cherry tomato variety. These are gobstopper tomatoes, and I'm so excited. These are determinate plants though, and they are growing so silly. It's kind of hard for you to tell with all the trees and everything behind them, but they're tall, and like, look at this guy. He's like, whoa. Moving on to this bin. These are all California Wonder Bell Peppers. This bin is, I think they're the pole beans, because they're kind of poling, but dragon tongues have runners. No, this one's a dragon tongue because it has a purple flower. The other beans we have are the Blue Lake pole beans. Blue Lake is our other favorite bean. Mike really likes the pole beans. All right, here we got jalapenos. I need to come and fertilize everything. It's time for me to, because everything's getting kind of yellow flowers and it's on my schedule to do that. But we have our first flowers. Over here, another bin of jalapenos. This bin is, there was a gobstopper tomato here, and he got demolished by pill bugs, aka roly-polies. This guy is a large red cherry, and he also got annihilated. You can see his stem looks pretty rough, and it looked worse than that, but he was still alive, so I kind of just propped him up on the side, and it's like he's healing himself because he's doing fine. You can see bug damage here, and I know that's the roly-polies because I've caught them in the act, and that's why there's potatoes. See, look at that. Squish. They're dead. So he's still going. We'll see if he actually produces fruit. I would be so happy if he actually gives us some fruit. These two are large red cherries. Oh my goodness, we got more flowers. They weren't here yesterday. Oh, that's so exciting. I need to get, I know you want to hold hands, but it's not, you're going to be a tangled mess. We need to get one of our cattle panels cut and put him in here so we can tie him up. We've got a marigold in this bed. These are also large red cherries. He's being kind of slow. He's growing a little slower. I don't know why. More little mushrooms. All right, turning around to the middle part. What are y'all? Jalapenos. And this one's a serrano. We've got a red cayenne, a purple cayenne, and a purple cayenne that is starting a flower at the top. Turmeric. These are all jalapenos. Yeah, these are all jalapenos, and a very vigorous marigold. My friend Emily gave me all these marigolds, and they were like this big when she gave them to me. And I went by her house to pick them up, and they didn't look horrible. They looked kind of sad, and she's like, I hope they make it. I'm like, well, I'll fertilize them. I'll plant them right away, and they're doing amazing. So thank you, Emily. See? I knew we could bring them back. Turmeric. 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 I told you. I am so happy that my turmeric made it. This is where the onions were, if you remember seeing my onion planting video and then my onion rotting video. Actually, I think the rotting video is just a short. All red cayenne, and then a marigold. 2 King of the North bell peppers and a California Wonder bell pepper that has some bird poop on it. That's rude. This should be an eggplant. Pretty sure. I had it in that green stalk, and it looked very similar to yellow tooth eggplant when they were little babies, and he kept getting bigger. I'm like, I think that's an eggplant that I accidentally planted. So I moved him to this, which probably isn't big enough, but it's all I have right now. These are all serranos and a marigold. These serranos are the best looking ones. Did I show you these guys? I think so. 2 King of the North and a California Wonder. Did I show you all these? Oh, these are jalapenos. I don't know if I showed you those, but see what I mean? Look, this isn't even attached anymore. Look at that. And it was starting a pepper. Ugh, that makes me so mad. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna take this guy off. He looks sick and he's pretty eaten up. Hopefully we get peppers. Oregano. You can't tell, but this was an oregano that looked just as good as this one, but something got to it. But it's fine because oregano is literally a plant that you cannot kill. I have ignored it. I have neglected it. I have left it in horrible conditions. I've planted it in clay and it doesn't die. And actually this plant, these two were together and it was one plant, and then this was with the green stalk oregano as one plant, and I separated it all and it's doing great. Another turmeric. Turmeric is the funnest thing to grow. It would be a really fun house plant if you had space for a container, even just that size. It's so pretty. The leaves are huge and just the coolest thing. So moving here, we've got our Blue Lake pole beans. This one is a dragon tongue bush bean. So same here, dragon tongue bush bean, and then our pole beans. I'm sure we have beans to pick because we've been picking for about a week now. Got some beans, 3 beans. They're looking a little diseased. We gotta take care of them. But I'll wait for Mike to pick beans tonight because that's one of his favorite garden activities, is picking the beans. This is our favorite spot in the garden. Definitely Mike's. 1, look how magical. 2, it was a race to see which one was going to make it to the top of our clothing rack trellis. And look at them now. They're going up the tree. And they're so fun to watch because it's different every single day. But the winner was this guy right here, which was, I think this plant. I think he was the winner. All right, so we've gone through here and around and back through here, and now we're gonna go here. So this is our green stalk. This is a little bird nest that I found over by that tree, and there were no eggs or anything around it. Usually if a bird nest falls out, there's some eggs that fell, but there was nothing there. But the nest will be abandoned, so I'm like, well, nothing popped up in this part of the green stalk. Actually, it did. That's where the eggplant was. So I put him in there because he's cute. We even have little mushrooms growing in here. This is basil. No, this is yellow toothache. I planted pink dandelion seeds in here, but they didn't come up. So this is yellow toothache, I think. Yellow toothache. This is this is amaranth. Did I put a 5-foot tall, beautiful plant in a tiny green stalk? Yes, I did. That will be very interesting to watch. Basil, oregano, basil. Don't know. Holy basil. I direct sowed the seeds of the holy basil. Basil, that's looking a little puny. Another amaranth. I just grabbed a spider web. We've got some lemon balm, basil. This guy was very surprising. That's a cosmos. And he had been eaten at the stem. He's against the tree. That's why I planted him here, because I can't get to anything. Right where my finger is here, someone had eaten it and it broke and he fell over in half. So I just propped him up against the top and he like healed himself. He made him a little elbow. So I think he's actually going to make it and we're going to have a really awesome cosmos right there. Turmeric. I love it when they get their like little trumpet leaves. I think they're so cute. These are dragon tongue bush beans. You can, ow, sorry buddies. They're not normally this shape. They're a normal bean shape, but these two are just being funny. But these plants look very, very sad, but they're producing. More dragon tongue bush beans, but that's what, once these guys are done, that's where those guys are going. I have all the stuff to make another green stalk. The only thing is, unless I put bush beans in, which I could do, I don't have anything else to put in the green stock. I have all the soil, but that's not a priority because I don't have anything to put in it right now. Scooching through, we have the crazy trellis. It's not up over the top yet, but this trellis is insane. I don't remember how it got this way, but we're here. So we've got what we thought were bush bean plants. Turns out most of them are pole bean plants. So we've got cucumbers and pole beans all competing on this trellis, which was not the plan. But so far, like this one, this pole bean is planted here. He's stretched out over to here, and he's growing up this side. He's got some flowers. We've got our cucumbers flowering, looking beautiful. These are a couple bush beans. We've got some accidental squash, my friends, and they are very sad looking. The bugs keep attacking them. Like this one, that is one sad stem, and it's still growing. It's still flowering, and we're gonna see what happens. But like, I mean, they keep eating it. So this is either gonna be a trap crop and it's gonna help keep all the buggies away from all my other stuff. What is that situation? That's some sort of bug. I have no idea what that is. We're gonna figure that out though, because I have never noticed that before, and that may be one of my problems. What do aphids look like? I don't know. I've never had them. Anyways, we've got cucumbers and beans all climbing together. This is a bean. These are cucumbers. We have baby cucumbers starting. Bush beans. It's a very fun, oh my goodness. An oak tree. Yeah. Oak trees are growing all over, and I have to cut them and pull them, and it's like every other week adventure. But this is a very fun trellis. Over here, this is the sad part of the garden. These are not sad. These are doing amazing, surprisingly. These are pole beans, obviously. I think there's like one bush bean. Oh, nope, they're all pole beans. Yeah, they're thriving in this bin. This bin is not. This bin is very, very sad. We've gotten a couple beans though, so it's not all a loss. Look, here's one starting, but they're very diseased and damaged, not looking good. Oh, look, we got a green bean here. Also, I almost grabbed a fire ant, so that's fun. I think I had a few cucumbers in here that got eaten by roly-polies. This is the roly-poly, like, castle. I thought that one was bad. That one's nothing compared to this one. I mean, look at that. It used to be, last year when I had roly-polies as an issue, they only ate the bases. Now, they're getting the whole thing. He might make it. I don't know. He's sad. So this is kind of the sacrificial trellis. I captured them. I know you can't see, but I captured the weird yellow bugs. They're kind of pretty. They match my dress. But they have to be evil. I know it. I'm going to double check that there aren't any on like the back of my squash plant. Nope. No, we're good. They were just on that tree that was growing in the ground. We're going to figure out what they are. I'll let you know if I figure it out. Let's go look at the okra. I was hoping to do this when the sun went behind a cloud, but first off, This was a full garden bed, but I cut out where the cilantro was. And now we have coriander. If you did not know, cilantro is actually coriander. The US is the only place in the whole world that calls coriander cilantro. And we're the only place, I think, that eats the leaves. I may be wrong about the eating the leaf part, but I know that everyone just calls this plant coriander, except for us in the US. So I have a lot of coriander, but I love the cilantro. So we're going to be saving a lot of these, actually probably all of them, as many as I can, to replant next year. The flowers are super pretty. And I'm going to have tons of cilantro. Now, okra. I planted 45 plants of okra in this clay soil, and they're doing great. I planted them, I believe, on May 5th. I don't know, let's look at one of the tags. I got all this from my friend Jim, May 8th. So, random sunflower. We have a row right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. These ones I all started ahead of time from seed, and I let them sprout, and then we planted them out. More cilantro. And these guys are looking better, but also not better. Some of the leaves are starting to yellow. Let's see if I can kind of get you in the shade. Like if I can stand over it. Yeah, see? Like the bottom leaf of all of them are yellowing. So I put worm castings on them before I watered yesterday. None of these are really yellowing. We got a couple, but they're all looking good. It's going to be crazy. Let's go look at sunflowers. Before we look at sunflowers, I'm actually going to take you over to the abandoned chicken coop. Well, my storage shed chicken coop. So what I had done, and you're not going to really be able to tell, but I took wildflower seeds and scattered them all over around here. And they are starting to come up. It's just really hard to see with this camera. So hopefully in one of the garden tours later on in the year, we're going to have a bunch of wildflowers up, and this will just be beautiful. This is where the garlic was. This year we're going to have all 3 of these beds as garlic, but I think we're going to move them. I think that's what Mike said. Sunflower number 1 is in a very inconvenient location. This area was full of sunflowers. Now, we have enough around the property that we needed to mow this down because we need to be able to walk through here. Plus, with all the weeds and the sunflowers and the different flowers that were growing, this was like snake heaven, and we don't want that. So Mike left some sunflowers, and he left my black-eyed Susans, which I'm so happy about. He loves those too. So we've got these cute purple flowers. I did not plant any of these. And this patch here was mostly these thistles. And their leaves are so sharp, and their stems are so sharp. And I mean, they are not fun to deal with, so it was best just to mow them down. But we have a sunflower here. We have our black-eyed Susans. These are all sunflowers. More sunflowers. We have grass, y'all. It's been a long time coming. We have these really pretty little yellow flowers. To the burn pile. So we did more clearing, and we made a burn pile, and apparently there were sunflower seeds in the burn pile because they're going absolutely nuts. And I think the heat and the nitrogen from all the ash in there just made them massive. We have a couple here. We have one here, and these are multi-headed. Look at the stalk. That one's going to be pretty. Sunflower, 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 sunflower. Gorgeous. Hello, Mr. Wasp. I will leave you to your sunflower tending. Now, the one that's crazy is this one. This behemoth. I don't want... Okay, there's a wasp right there too. I want to stick my hand in there and show you, but I do not want to do that because I want to show you how big that stalk is. It's bigger than a corn stalk. Sunflower, sunflower. And over here, in the brush piles, we have even more sunflowers. They are everywhere. And we love it. Oh, we love it. It is our favorite flower. Well, okay, my camera got too hot, which is actually a good thing because I was getting too hot and I was ignoring it because every time I start to feel a little bit better when I'm sick, I tend to think I'm just fully better, and I'm not. And I tend to overdo it. So we got our hair up. I'm not as warm. We cooled off, drank some water. Don't know why I said it like that. Water. Sunflower. 2 more sunflowers. I got this glorious table from my friends Tanner and Emily. I'm so excited. It's going in the garden, and I wanted to put it in there for this little tour, but I decided that was a bad idea since I'm not feeling good, and I imagine that's a decently heavy. Yeah, that's heavy. Good call. Fun thing over here, that is my beautiful and glorious 2-wheeled Mother's Day gift / birthday gift. I'm so excited. Sunflowers all along here. We have these sunflowers, which I wanted to transplant a lot of these sunflowers to the garden area when they were wee little. And it kept raining and raining and raining, and then they just got so big, and we're just trying not to run over them now. How glorious and magical. All right, over to a garden space that I did not think was going to work. It is in this little area between the road and our storage, and I had extra bush beans, well, bush beans and pole beans, so I planted them out in here, and they're actually making beans. I haven't watered these, fertilized, nothing. And look at that. There's a bean here and here. That's a bean. There's a bean over here. This is a pole bean, and he's just going around. We've got these beans. I put them around the tree to see if they would climb up. So far, they're not really climbing, but they're not dead. Honestly, these beans look better than the ones in my bins. And there's roly-polies out here too. So I don't understand it. So one of these days, I will get to doing all the cleaning up and organizing, and I have to sand down all of my tools, which I didn't show you that. Let me show you. Garden shed area. It works great. Keeps it dry for the most. My stick collections. It's what I have right now. But this is my tool rack I built. I need to adjust it. I built it 2 years ago, so it's a little dilapidated. I need to get that straightened out. Maybe just undo it, take it down, and rebuild it. And I need to sand all of these down and then oil them. What the heck is this? Do we have a beaver? I gonna have to show this to Mike because I just got this hoe last week, and this is very, very strange. And it hasn't moved. Like, it's been sitting right here, just like this. What? If any of you know what might have done that, that's so irritating. I just got this. Oh my. Never-ending to-do list in the garden, right? We're gonna be taking all the bins out in the fall, moving them probably just over to the old garden area, and we're gonna get all the stumps out for us. And we'll make this nice and, you know, stump free and tripping free. Well, you know, it's my garden, so it's probably not going to be 100% tripping free because I'm clumsy like that, but it'll be better. So we have plans for the fall. We're also going to be expanding through here because the garden's actually going to go way down there. And it's not going to be that bad to clear out because, honestly, most of it is just messy looking. And it's just like little limbs and branches and small trees that have grown up. And like this tree, this one's kind of wonky, so he's going to end up going. But it's not like we have to take out whole trees because we want all of it in the shade. So it's just cleanup, really, and getting the stumps out. But that'll be very exciting. This is the biggest garden I've had yet. I mean, the way I'm planting is different too, just from all the stuff that I've learned, but it's going to be even bigger. Every year, we keep growing. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to probably do a garden tour once a month. Once a week is too often for me with my schedule, but once a month I'm hoping to do this so we can see the growth together. But thank you for hanging out with me. I always love spending time with my friends and family, and especially in the garden. What better place to spread love, light, and joy? I hope you have a great week.